The city was alive with the usual chaos of the morning rush hour, people pushing through the subway doors, the sound of squealing brakes, and the hum of tired souls trying to get somewhere on time. Among the crowd was Emily Carter, a 21-year-old college student whose life was a balancing act between dreams and survival. Her brown eyes were heavy with sleeplessness, and the worn-out straps of her old backpack dug into her shoulders as she clutched her notes close to her chest. She had just finished a long night shift at a local diner and was on her way to university for an important presentation, one that could decide whether she would keep her scholarship or lose it forever. The train was packed, as always. Emily barely squeezed in and managed to grab a small corner near the door. As the train jerked forward, she held onto the metal bar and tried to steady her shaking legs. Every part of her body begged for rest. She hadn't eaten properly in days, choosing instead to save every coin for her tuition. But even through exhaustion, Emily's spirit was unbroken. She still smiled faintly at strangers and thanked anyone who made room for her. At the next station, the doors opened again. In came an old lady, fragile and sweet-looking, clutching a wooden cane and a small handbag. Her silver hair shimmered under the train's dim lights, and her gentle face carried the lines of a life lived through many stories. She looked around for a seat, but none were empty. Some passengers avoided her eyes, pretending to scroll through their phones. Others had their headphones on, lost in their own worlds. The old woman sighed softly, trying not to be a bother. Emily saw her and, without thinking twice, pushed herself off the wall and tapped the lady on the shoulder with a kind smile. "Please, ma'am," she said softly, "take my seat." The old woman blinked in surprise. "Oh dear, you don't have to. You look tired yourself." But Emily just smiled wider, shaking her head. "It's okay. I'll manage. Please sit." Her voice was calm but full of warmth, the kind that carried genuine respect. The old lady hesitated for a moment but then nodded gratefully. "Thank you, my child. God bless you." Emily helped her sit down, steadying her cane. The train moved again, and Emily stood beside her, holding onto a pole. A young man sitting across from them, around Emily's age, had large headphones over his ears and seemed lost in thought, staring out the window. He didn't notice the exchange at first, but something about Emily's gesture caught his eye. He looked up and watched her quietly for a moment. She wasn't dressed fancy, just simple jeans, a faded sweater, and tired shoes. But there was a certain light about her, a kind of selflessness that felt rare. The old woman glanced up at the men with a small smile. "Such a kind girl, isn't she?" she whispered. The man, whose name was Ethan, nodded slowly but didn't say anything. He was used to seeing the world rush by in greed and self-interest, but not moments like this. When the train reached Emily's stop, she wished the old lady a wonderful day and stepped off. She didn't notice Ethan's eyes following her as she disappeared into the crowd. He took off his headphones, still thinking about her. The old woman looked at him with amusement. "You saw what she did, didn't you?" she asked softly. Ethan smiled faintly. "Yeah. I saw." The old lady chuckled. "You could learn something from her." Ethan laughed quietly. "Maybe I already have." What Emily didn't know was that Ethan was the old lady's grandson, and not just any young man, but the heir to a large family business empire. He had been traveling with his grandmother that morning, hoping to spend some time with her before a big business meeting. But that small, pure act of kindness from a stranger, from a struggling girl who had nothing to give except compassion, left an impression that would soon change her life forever. Later that day, Emily stumbled into her university class, barely on time. Her professor looked displeased, but she managed to give her presentation with shaky hands and an empty stomach. Still, her ideas were brilliant, full of creativity and depth. The class applauded quietly. Afterward, she hurried back to the diner for her next shift. Her boss was harsh, the tips were meager, and her legs ached, but she never complained. She believed that someday, her hard work would mean something. Meanwhile, Ethan couldn't get her out of his head. He told his grandmother, Margaret, about how deeply her gesture had touched him. "Grandma," she gave up her seat even when she looked like she could barely stand herself. "People like her, they're rare." Margaret smiled knowingly. "Maybe that's why God wanted you to see it, Ethan. Sometimes, blessings come disguised as small acts." Days passed, but fate had already woven their paths together. One rainy evening, Emily was leaving the diner when she saw the same old lady struggling with her umbrella outside. "Oh! Hello again," Emily exclaimed, recognizing her instantly. Margaret smiled with delight. "My dear, it's you. What a pleasant surprise." Emily rushed over and sheltered her under her own small umbrella. "Let me help you get home." Margaret gratefully accepted, and as they walked together through the rain, Emily shared bits of her life, her studies, her dreams of becoming a designer, her struggles with money. She never complained, she simply laughed about the challenges. Margaret listened quietly, her heart warming with admiration. When they reached her apartment, Margaret invited Emily in for tea. Inside the cozy home, Emily felt at peace. Margaret insisted she take a seat and served her cookies. As they talked, Ethan entered, surprised to see Emily sitting there. "You," he said with a laugh of disbelief. Emily blushed, smiling shyly. "Small world, huh?" Margaret watched them both with a knowing look. Over the next few weeks, Margaret and Emily grew close. Emily would visit to help with errands, and in return, Margaret would cook her warm meals and share stories of her youth. Ethan would occasionally join them, curious and quietly drawn to her kindness. He learned more about her, her late parents, her struggle to stay in school, her part-time jobs. Every detail made him respect her even more. One evening, Margaret called Ethan aside. "You're planning to launch that new scholarship fund, aren't you?" she asked. Ethan nodded. "Yes, Grandma. For students with financial difficulties." Margaret smiled. "Then I think I know the first person who deserves it." Ethan's eyes widened. "Emily." Margaret nodded gently. Kindness should always find its way back. A week later, Emily received an email from her university, a letter saying she had been awarded a special scholarship sponsored by a private foundation. It would cover her tuition, books, and living expenses for the rest of her degree. She was stunned. Tears filled her eyes as she read it again and again, unable to believe her luck. That evening, she rushed to Margaret's house to share the news. "You won't believe it," Emily said excitedly. Someone gave me a scholarship. I don't even know who." Margaret smiled softly. "Oh, my dear, that's wonderful." Before Emily could say more, Ethan entered the room, holding a small folder. "Actually," he said quietly, "I think you might know." He handed her the folder, which bore the logo of his family's company. "It's from us," he said. Emily looked up, speechless. You did this?" Ethan nodded. "You gave my grandmother your seat when you could barely stand. You showed kindness when no one else did. That's something money can't buy, but it deserves to be rewarded." Tears streamed down Emily's cheeks as she hugged them both. "Thank you. I don't know how to repay you." Margaret took her hands gently. "Just keep being you, my dear. The world needs more hearts like yours." From that day on, Emily's life changed. She focused on her studies, graduated with honors, and started her own design studio, with Ethan's help and guidance. But more than success, she gained something priceless, a family who believed in her, and a reminder that kindness, no matter how small, can ripple through lives in ways we can never imagine. As the sun set over the city, Emily stood by the window of her new office, thinking back to that morning on the train, the tiredness, the crowd, the old lady's smile. A single act of kindness had turned her entire life around. She turned to the camera, smiling softly. "You never know who's watching your kindness. Be good anyway. The smallest good deed might open doors you never dreamed of." Then she laughed lightly. And hey, if this story inspired you, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because there are still 1,000 stories like mine waiting to be told. Stay kind, stay hopeful, and remember, miracles often start with a simple seat on a train.